If you feel like you're doing everything right, you're replying to his texts within 30 seconds, keeping the vibe fun, keeping your calendar completely open, and basically acting like a five-star concierge for his emotional needs, and he's still pulling back? I need to tell you something most guys will never admit to your face. You are making it virtually impossible for him to chase you. Look, I get it. The conventional advice out there tells you that if you just show a guy how amazing, sweet, and low maintenance you are, he'll wake up one day, hit himself on the forehead, and say, "Wow, I need to commit to her immediately." I hate to break it to you, but male psychology doesn't work like that. Guys don't fall in love because of how great a woman is in a vacuum. We fall in love because of how we feel when we have to earn her. Here is the ultimate truth about men. A man will only chase you after the fear of missing out on your actual standard outweighs the comfort of having easy access to you. By the time you finish watching this video, you won't need to play petty mind games. You won't need to stare at your phone for 3 hours calculating the exact mathematical moment it's safe to reply to a text. And you won't need to play the cold, unbothered ice queen. We're going to look under the hood of the male brain so you can trigger the exact psychological shift that makes a man naturally want to pursue you. The big misconception: why effort backfires. Let's clear up the single biggest misconception in dating right now. A lot of women believe that if a guy isn't chasing, it means they haven't shown him enough effort yet. So they overfunction. They plan the dates, they send the double text to keep the momentum going. They agree to late night hangouts on 20 minutes notice because, hey, at least he's asking to see me, right? Here's the male insider secret. Men are hardwired around value, investment, and effort. It's simple mechanics. If you buy a cheap pair of sunglasses at a gas station for $5, where do you put them? You throw them on the dashboard, you step on them, you lose them at the beach, and you don't care. But if you save up and buy a pair of high-end, custom sunglasses, you put them in the hard case. You wipe them down with the microfiber cloth. You track their location like it's a state secret. Why? Because human beings, and men in particular, value what they invest in. When you take on the role of the pursuer, when you initiate every conversation and make yourself constantly available, you literally steal his opportunity to realize he wants you. You're filling up all the room in the room. If you're doing 90% of the emotional heavy lifting, he only has to do 10% to stay in the game. And trust me, most guys will happily accept a 90% discount on effort if you offer it to them. There is a massive difference between giving a man easy access to your time and giving him reasons to respect your time. Men don't chase women who are convenient. They chase women who represent a meaningful, high-value upgrade to their life and who require genuine effort to keep. So, what is this? What is the exact moment that flips the switch in a man's brain? It's the moment of psychological disruption. This happens the second a man realizes that your warmth, your attention, and your presence are conditional on his consistency, not guaranteed by your feelings for him. Read that again, or save it for later, because it changes everything. A lot of guys take a woman's affection for granted once they realize, oh, she really likes me, I can coast now. He starts texting less, planning lazy dates, or turning into a ghost for 3 days only to reappear with a, "Hey stranger," text like nothing happened. The psychological disruption occurs when he expects you to be waiting on the hook, but instead, he meets a wall of polite, calm, non-reactive space. Here's the emotional paradox of the male mind. A man only starts chasing after he experiences the silence of your absence right after enjoying the genuine quality of your presence. If you are always around, if you're always available, always validating him, always reacting to his low-effort breadcrumbs, he never gets to experience the space between dates. And men don't realize they are falling for you while they're sitting across from you at dinner. They realize they're falling for you in the quiet moments 2 days later, when they look at their phone, realize you haven't checked in on them, and think, wait, what is she up to right now? The chase requires distance to exist. If there's no distance, there's no momentum. Now, how do you actually implement this without sounding bitter, playing childish games, or pretending to be someone you're not? It comes down to 3 specific psychological shifts. Step 1. Warmth on connection, silence on disconnection. When a guy reaches out, plans a real date, and shows up for you, be radiant. Be warm, present, and genuinely fun to be around. Show him that your energy is an absolute joy to experience. But, and this is where 90% of people mess up, when he drops the ball, goes cold, or starts giving you half-baked effort, do not scold him. Do not send him a 5-paragraph essay analyzing his behavior like a therapist on a deadline. Trust me, a long paragraph doesn't make a guy think, wow, she's right, I need to step up. It makes him think, great, I still have her complete emotional focus. Instead, match his low energy with neutral, quiet space. Nothing panics an inconsistent man faster than a calm, high-value woman who quietly goes on living her best life without missing a beat. Step 2. Establish the soft wall. Boundaries with kindness. Let's say he texts you at 8 p.m. on a Friday asking, hey, what are you up to tonight? The low-value trap is canceling your sweatpants and Netflix night to run out the door because you want to see him. The high-value response is the soft wall. You don't get angry. You don't reply with snark like, now you text me? You simply reply with warmth and a boundary. Hey, I'd love to see you, but I already have plans tonight. Let me know earlier next week if you want to set something up. Notice what that does? It's kind, it's not aggressive, but it sends a massive shockwave to his ego. It teaches him 2 vital things instantly. First, your life doesn't revolve around his sudden urges. Second, if he wants your prime time, he has to reserve it in advance. Step 3. Shift your focus back to your own orbit. Men have a weird sixth sense for when they've become the main character in a woman's life. The second a guy feels like your entire mood, schedule, and self-worth are riding on his next text message, the thrill of the chase dies. It replaces attraction with pressure. Reclaim that energy. Go back to your goals, your gym routine, your friends, that hobby you put on pause. When a man sees that your happiness is completely self-generated, that he is an addition to your incredible life, not the foundation of it, his natural instinct is to work his way into that energy. What real pursuit looks like. Now, once you make this shift, you need to know how to spot the difference between a man who is actually chasing you and a man who is just throwing out low-effort breadcrumbs to keep you warm on the bench. A late-night WYD text at 11:30 p.m. is not a chase. Sending you fire emojis on your Instagram story isn't a chase. That's low-investment, low-risk pinging. He's just checking the security camera to see if you're still sitting by the door. Real male pursuit looks very different. When a guy's competitive drive kicks in because he realizes he might lose access to you, his behavior shifts dramatically. He starts asking for your availability earlier in the week. He initiates plan details. Are you free Thursday? I'd love to take you to that Italian spot you mentioned. He pays attention to what you say and follows up on it. Why? Because the male ego wants to win. When you show him that you are warm, high quality, but completely unattainable through laziness, you unlock his desire to prove himself to you. Here's my final thought for you today, and I want you to remember this. You aren't doing any of this to manipulate a man or play mind games. You are doing this because your peace, your time, and your emotional energy are valuable. If a guy completely disappears the second you stop overfunctioning and set a simple boundary, let him go. He wasn't looking for a high-value relationship with an equal. He was looking for convenient, low-effort entertainment. You lost nothing, and you made room for a man who actually knows how to step up. If this video helped clear up the male mindset for you, hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss our next deep dive. And I want to hear from you in the comments. What's one boundary you've struggled to hold in your dating life lately? Drop it down below. I'll be jumping into the comment section to give you my candid thoughts from a guy's perspective. Until next time, keep your standards high and your boundaries soft. I'll see you in the next video.